Asher says, what are my biggest tips for hitters looking to take the HLP fundamentals from a practice swing into a game swing? Well, assuming they're good in practice, they have the quickness, they have the launch quickness needed, and that's what we've learned in our practice. Assuming they have that, then it comes down to timing. When I work with hitters and I get them perfect off the tee, I get them real good off flips, and when we go to the machine they struggle, it's all about timing. It's all about the control of the launch position. It's easily controlled off a tee. It's fairly easily, really easily controlled off a flip because you're not getting challenged by velocity. But when that velo comes, it's a different animal. And so you have to learn how to control your launch position. And again, not to beat the dead horse, but this is an amazing control of your launch position. When you can swing like that, you're in control. It doesn't matter what comes out of that pitcher's hand. So it's the same thing I work with constantly with Aaron, getting to the loaded launch position on time with control. You'll find that on time is, my explanation of on time is probably earlier than what you're used to. If you're swinging the instant you get to your max load, very good chance you're not on time. Now, it might have been a fastball, and that'll happen on fastballs. But you need to feel like you're here for a tick before you swing. You don't want to feel like you swung as soon as you got there. You might have a stretch, but that is a momentum-based swing. And the momentum-based swing is what this pitcher and catcher are going to work you over with. They're going to get you with moving pitches, off-speed pitches, locations, okay? You have to feel like you're in a controlled position, a one-legged controlled position early, so that it feels like there's a tick of time between your max load and your launch. That takes practice. It's not really hard to understand once you do it. It's the thing that I love about using my pitching machine is I can teach that really well with that 2-ball drill I do. If I can do it at 66, almost 67, you can do it. Everybody can do it if I can do it. I know how to do it. Not only do I know how to do it, I've trained my body to do it. A lot of people that come to me got the knowledge, they know how it's supposed to work, but they haven't trained their body to do it yet. And in the process of training your body to do it, it can be frustrating. And at some point, some people just abandon it and say, I'm just going to go with what I've always known. And they're cutting off, they're lowering their ceiling. They could be way better if they fought through it. This off season, if you're a high-level any player, if you're a player off season, you ought to be learning to get to this position with control. And you learn that by getting there stupid early, way earlier than you'll ever do it in a game. If you can do it way early in practice, you'll be able to do it early in a game. Early meaning a little bit early, earlier than you do now, okay? How do you get that control? This move here is important to the control. There's a little bit of a sit, and there's some coil. And when I sit and coil, I've got control, okay? Here's a thought, I believe it's part of the online course. Make your foot get heavier and heavier and heavier at the ground. I'm going to move forward a little bit here. And as I go forward, my foot feels like it's doing its damnedest to hold that ground. If I go forward and my foot gets lighter at the ground, I'm losing it. I'm losing my control. Okay? Right there. You want to be able to start your at-bat like this. and then slowly coil as needed and swing. Not suggesting you do that in the game. You ought to be able to. If you can't do it in practice, you're going to have a hard time doing it proper in the game. Okay? I don't know how many times I've said to my guys that know how to swing, it's not about the swing anymore. It's about the loaded launch position on time with control. Okay?